All right, more breaking news right now. Vice President Pence, Budget Chief Mick Mulvaney, Trump advisor Jared Kushner, along with Congressman Mark Meadows and Jim Jordan. So look at that. The group, the full screen, it has grown. They have gone back over to the House side. They are at Speaker Ryan's office right now as a government shutdown looms. Here to discuss is Steve Forbes, Forbes media chairman. I am so jealous that I'm not there to be in on the negotiations. I mean, they're just back and forth. If the Democrats let this go without agreeing and getting something ridiculous that they really want, they are bigger idiots than anyone thought. Isn't there a golden opportunity in there, Steve?
There is, to cut a deal. And
yes.
The deal should be get the Dreamers fully legalized. It's been talked about. The president's for it. The Democrats have been advocating it for years. Up a little bit the border and the amount of money for the wall, and you have a deal. Trump gets his wall. The Dreamers get their legality, which they should have had years ago, and everyone can say, Merry Christmas, we got something.
Democrats have turned that deal down before, though. I mean, I didn't really understand why at the time, but maybe the same rule applies now?
I think the Democrats realize now that this is an issue they're not going to win on. Trump will get some of the blame for the shutdown, but so will they. I think people are disgusted they're letting this go right to Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
So I think they will. And Trump, how you define a dreamer? I've heard 700,000 up to 1.8 million. And the president's talked in the past about going over a million. So you up the number, up the money for the wall, and wrap it and call it a day.
Steve, by the way, how shameful is it that these people can't get together and put together a budget and do their normal work at the normal period of time that they're supposed to, and they pass these little Band-Aid continuing resolutions? I mean, can you imagine if you ran a company like that?
You wouldn't be around very long.
Yeah.
And but you'd be in the unemployment line. But the fact of the matter is, Congress has been broken on the budget now for almost 40 years. They can never pass a budget on time. They have passed these massive appropriations bills. The House made some progress on it, but the Senate was hopeless.
Yeah.
So one of these days, they're going to have to sit down and say, how do we start making these institutions work again?
Yeah.
Right now, it's all politics. Both sides are afraid of the extremes of their bases. So that's why they have to go through this kabuki dance right up to Christmas Eve.
Meanwhile, that picture next to you, if you guys want to put it back up, that picture, that's government open. I mean, you see just the pace, everything they're achieving, the feverish pace. I mean, look at all that work going on. You can imagine we can't shut that down. No, what will happen? Meanwhile, speaking of the shutdown, Chuck Schumer says President Trump is causing chaos, and this is rattling the markets.
Well, what rattles the markets is the uncertainty. For example, if you can't agree on something as simple as a border wall and the Dreamers, what's going to happen next year when the new NAFTA comes up for a vote? What happens when you're going to get a vote on a China deal, which I think you might get early next year? So people don't know what the rules of the game are. They think they have a new NAFTA deal, but if the Democrats insist on changes, people are going to hold back, and that's going to hurt investment.
Were you concerned when the Fed chief talked about 2 more interest rate hikes, and he kind of seemed to be out of touch with what was going on in the economy? And did you feel better when we got an updated word today that maybe they were going to, be more careful and more mindful of what's going on in the real world as opposed to having their faces stuck in their models? What's your take?
Well, the fact of the matter is the Fed lost. Whenever the White House goes to war with the Federal Reserve, the White House always wins. And what you saw this week was Chairman Powell of the Federal Reserve trying to preserve face by saying, oh, we're going to raise some interest rates next year, but they'd already backed off from the aggressive approach they're originally going to take. Now they're backing off again. So this is face-saving. The Fed lost. The White House won.
What do you think that are the main obstacles for the market? I mean, obviously, it was a terrible year. Does it continue next year, or what's your prediction?
If they get a trade deal with the Chinese, which would be, as the president would say, huge, and you get the NAFTA approved and some other things, there's no reason why the economy can't do well next year. The stock market would be 25% higher today if we didn't have these overhangs, because the profits are going up. People were hiring, but people are now holding back because they don't know what the rules of the game are going to be. And that's what is going to hurt us all if they don't get these things resolved.
Market down 414 today. Steve Forbes, you are brilliant. Thank you so much.
Well,